Hello Chipsters, it's Gav. Welcome to another one of my videos. Today we were doing an unboxing of this 29 Model A Roadster 2-in-1, a Ford. Did I say that right? Now, Gav harbours a little secret, which he doesn't mind telling the entire YouTube community. And Archie, my pup. I've always said it, I enjoy, let me just move that out of Archie's head before he pulls all my lights off. Right, I enjoy American customs, hot rods customs, vintage ones mainly. I'm not really interested in, 1970s, 80s upwards really. I prefer like the 1950s, late 40s, 50s, 60s, early 60s. But I particularly like them when they've been customed and hot rods and things like that. I got into that by watching old Tom's videos. As we all know, he loves his rods, customs. He does drags, racers, you name it. And yes, Archie, he does. He's very vocal today. He loves all that stuff, and his enthusiasm got me into enjoying it. Then you married it up with another old YouTuber who's more or less shelved his channel, an old marra of mine in the UK, Mick. He's a rockabilly, and I started listening to some of the rockabilly music, and I quite enjoy it. I know, who'd have guessed it? So you marry the two up, rockabilly, rods, customs. I enjoy them, and I've often got the videos on in the background. If you guys aren't putting stuff up, some of you are fairly slow on putting videos up, and minuscule ones. I have those on in the background. A particular channel I enjoy, Bossa Nova Life, which is a couple in Oregon, I believe, and they're into, is it the atomic age, I think they call it? It's a culture thing. I just enjoy the music, I enjoy the cars, but they like all the 50s genre dressing up and all that stuff. They've got what we call a caravan over here, one of them vintage ones, all that type of stuff. But they go to loads and loads of car meets, cruising, all vintage, vintage stuff, but just different car shows. They do the Rockabilly weekend in Las Vegas, which is huge, and it's all about the music, the rockabilly scene, and obviously all the cars are there, which I enjoy. So I'll put a link in the description to those guys. Got no affiliation to them. I just enjoy what they put up. So go and check them out. There's 65 car videos up there, as in proper car shows. So go and check those out. It's some cracking stuff. Make sure it goes on HGV. No, that's heavy goods vehicle license over here. HD. Go and check them out because it's great. And if you see them in the HD mode, it's really vibrant. I do love my colours on my cars. But anyway, I'm digressing. Yeah, again, I've shot this twice. Trying not to digress so much or ramble. Waffle. Yeah. Anyway, this is being built as a tribute. In shot, Gav, that's technical term. In shot, this is being built but as a tribute to my old marra, old Tom, Mr. Rambler 69. He really inspires me what he does. He always involves himself in my channel, and I've had a half-hearted attempt at building the Chevy step-side pickup because I like me custom pickups, which didn't go well, and with my head problems, if they don't go well, they tend to get shelved. Hopefully this goes better, but as this is a tribute to old Tom, I will get it done, get it sorted, and it will. I'm not saying it's going to obviously look like Tom stuff, but it'll be as good as I can get it. As I say, it's not a community thing. This is just me. As I did the Sherman for Victor, and there'll be other guys that'll get a tribute when I've I'll come up with something. So yeah, I'm rambling again. This is probably no shorter than the last one. So yeah, won't be done for about started for about another month at least, because I've got the bike and the Badger. Because I'm trying to finish a huge commission at the moment, and I've literally, bar 4 mounted figures, it's finally finished. I've still got to base the rest of them yet, but I've been throwing all the hours into those just to get them over the line, because the poor client's been waiting and waiting. So I haven't been doing a lot of modelling this week. Probably get more up to speed next week and over the weekend, but I will be doing this one next. I bought it in special, because I've got into, well, at least seeing them on YouTube, I've got into the hot rods and the customs, and I'd like to do this for old Tom. As I say, he's such a nice bloke, and to say we don't do the same stuff, you know, I mean, he'll still throw a comment on my figures and whatever, and probably Tom don't know what the heck he's looking at half the time, but you know, like some of the other guys out there, I've been surprised the amount of guys in the car community that actually support my channel when they don't do the stuff themselves, you know. And I do a mix because I do my models, and all my models have been military really, and obviously I've painted figures of all descriptions, but they've been absolutely fantastic, of sticking with me, even though I don't do the same stuff as them, or I only do a small part of what they do. But I've really appreciated that, and Tom, as I say, I'll go all the way back to he just, you know, it just YouTube pushes stuff up to you to have a look at, and it was the drag racer he did for Charlie Mack, and it won an award, I do believe. Again, drag races aren't my thing, but I just saw this, and yeah, I am a metallic paint at me, shiny. But it was green metallic, but there's not a lot on a drag racer, you know, it's a big long thing, wedge in it really. But it was such a high standard, and that got me hooked on looking at more stuff, and then I found more car channels and things like that. So yeah, the old Roadster, for old Tom, Rambler 69 channel, link in the description. Go please sub to him if you haven't, although anybody watching my videos probably has. Bossa Nova Live, go check those guys out. As I say, I really enjoy seeing the videos that they throw up on the cars, and that's about it. Go and check the unboxing out that'll be following this. This is no shorter than the last one. See you soon, guys. Right guys, thanks for joining me at the bench. We got there in the end. Apologise for all soldiers scattered around in the background. I'm having one last push to get the 18mm Napoleonic commission out of the way. Yeah, these larger fellas in the background are Johnny Rebs. They're just being painted for fun. Right, Ford Revell 1 in 24 scale Ford 29 Model A Roadster 2-in-1. Now I've got to be careful. Alright, I'll turn it off in a second. Nice bit of artwork. What was I saying to Brian? Artwork doesn't really bother me on a box, and it doesn't really, whether it's a tank, an aeroplane, or a car. Obviously there are some better than others. I always think, I'm never a huge, it's weird, it's like that Tamiya sports bike, you know, that's fairly underwhelming, you know, on the box art, but you know, they've attempted a bit of a blurred out shot here, zooming down the road. That's better. It's even less blurred out now. I've always said, you know, if I'm after, I suppose it's military wise, because I build mainly military. If I'm going for a particular tank, it's because I want to build that tank. So I'll then go out and find out who builds that, who makes that tank in model form. And then I'll go on something like Scalemates, and I'll have a check out what years it, because how many reboxes have we all done of any description of whatever you build? There's always one rebox after another, and you're sometimes building a kit that was made in 1972, but you know, you see some shiny box art and it's saying it was built last year, made last year. So I don't really get into that. I just go in for the, as I say, what I want, and I check it out, and then I go out, often find reviews on YouTube and just written ones on the internet and see what other people have made of it. And especially for myself, you know, I, as we all know, I'm up and down on my modelling. Sometimes I can do them fairly decent, especially the, you know, well, I was going to say the tanks, but then again, I can't build tracks, can I? but yeah, it's hit and miss for me. So I just prefer to go out and find something that I know I can build. Right, let's go and open the box. Before I start, I just want to give Dave Coley a shout out again. I don't know Dave. He runs Dave Coley's Emporium, as it says there on these grips. He'll often put a freebie in, and I normally get tweezers, of which I've now got about 6 bags, which will always come in useful. But he's actually given me this time, which is a pair of snips, and they will come in handy. So there we go. Dave Coley's Emporium, UK. He's actually in Birmingham. I've never actually been there, although I'm not that far away. Right, let's get to the box. Box is really flimsy. If you've got any cheaper, it would be non-existent. You know, it will not survive first contact with the enemy. Keep opening, shutting, and all the rest of it. What we got? 1 bag of 4 or 5 white sprues. 1 bag of chrome parts. Another bag of white sprues. More chrome parts. A few clear parts. Instructions on the floor. Hopefully my pop archer doesn't run off with them. Decals. We've got a nice body tub, actually separate. We'll have a look at those in a minute. And we've got some tyres. Vinyl tyres, rubber tyres, whatever you want to call them. There's a couple of little chrome pins of some description. Sorry you're not seeing them in there as well. I think they're chromed, I don't think they're actually metal. I will probably paint the tyres though. I won't leave them black. I'll probably, hopefully they won't, or the paint won't fall off them, but we'll see if we can paint the tyres. Some very shiny chrome parts, very shiny. They look quite nice. There's a few little blemishes in the plastic by the look of it. As in, they're still chromed, but just some little bits maybe. Not sure whether I'll keep them chrome or paint them. I'm not sure yet. If you hear that, that's my pop arch in the background. He's very fed up. He's hurt his foot and he can't go out at the moment. But no, they don't look too bad. So a close up of the sump. Chrome parts I'm keeping in a bag. They look fine. I couldn't tell you if they're scratched or not. I mean, I can't see any scratches in there, but they look okay to me. Right, we've got a small sprue with our wheels. Steels anyway. Can't really say much about anything really. It's a fuel tank. It doesn't seem to have any sink marks, or obviously you've got ejector pins in that in the base, which they'd have to have some. And I take it they'll be covered up when they're put on whatever they're put on. We've got a diff. They look like they're ejector pin marks. I'm not 100% sure if they are or not. Bit of mould line, but obviously mould line around the diff, but not a great deal. We've got a floor pad, a bit of detail in there. Take it all that's going to be covered up. More chrome parts. Rear of the headlamps. Alright, they're not rear of the headlamps, you Burke. I believe they're the actual the hubcaps. I would say these are the rear of the headlamps, or the front of the headlamps even. What I'll probably do with these is I'll drop. You get these the women wear on their fingernails, and they're like jewels, and they put them on gift cards and that. And if you drop them in, I've only done them on tanks so far, but if you drop them in, they make a nice bulb effect. Top tip from Gav there. We've got rims. We've got the linkages, I presume. But yeah, I mean the chrome, compared to the Chevy, the chrome's in a lot better condition. Whether I use it as chrome and that, I'm not 100% sure yet. We'll just see. So there's that. I believe these are our pipes, mate. No, they're not. More linkages by the look of it. I didn't realise it chrome springs as well. But the chrome work, again, to a novice, the chrome work looks alright to me. I was looking to see, they must have mould lines on these, whether the chrome covers them up, I don't know. So that, we've got the windscreen, and we've got the front grille. Always a nice shape, that is. I'll tell you what, when you don't work with white plastic, it's weird. Apart from the Chevy step side, that's the only white plastic I've ever worked with, apart from a few FX kits when I was a kid. We've got some pipe work. Nice bench seat. Well, to me it's a bench seat. Got our radiator. I'm just looking. We've got some inside detail. It needs a bit of a clean up in places if it's going to be on show. A bit of scuffing, classic of being shoved in all together. Although the amount of gluey fingerprints will probably be on from me, it won't make much of a difference. Firewall. Hoses. Chassis. Nice and short. So I'm just having a look at the, a bit of clean up along the base here. Right, now I've got two of the same here, so obviously we've got our different styles, different bench seat. If you get the two versions, as I say, you can build with this. Tom did tell me, it's gone out my head already, on rails, is that it? And was it a tall boy? Oh my life! I watch all these videos on here and I still can't. But I don't see the point in trying to pretend you know about something when you don't. A tiny distributor cap there. By the look of it. As a bloke in his 50s, it would take me a heck of a long time to learn about American cars and customs and rods and whatever. I just know what I like. That's good enough for me. Got our two. Obviously, two different chassis for what we're going to be doing. Which I suppose may help at some stage when you've got, again, more pipes. You've got some spares. I'm not going to get the body tub out, sorry for the crinkly noise, I'm not going to get the body tub out just because I don't see the sense in doing any more damage. Well, there's not any damage to it, but got a mould line there next to my dirty thumbnail. But apart from that, can't see anything else. I'm quite excited to do this one actually. It'd be nice to turn something that I've seen on my YouTube videos into something, you know, out of this plastic. I'm not gonna take all this out. I imagine these will be seat and the inside door card coverings and whatever. You know, like a bit of pinstriping stuff there. There's some number plates. So I'm sure that's going to be used or not used. I'll probably paint the seats. I won't be using a decal on them. I won't go into all this, but these are the two versions you can build. So it'll be interesting to see which one I actually come up for. I've got to make a decision before I, because I've got an idea to do a couple of different types of paint. So obviously before I send off and get whichever one, I'll make a final decision on, depending on the style of the car I want to do. We shall see. Right, guys. Thank you very much for taking a look at this Ford Model A 29 or 29 Model A Roadster 2-in-1. It won't be built for probably at least a month, if not 6 weeks, depending on how long it takes me to get either the bike or the Badger done. There will be a Badger, I keep saying this, there will be a Badger video coming up, but I'm literally working on it for probably about 4 hours on either a Saturday or a Sunday, and then the equivalent on the bike. That's all I've been doing the whole week on my models, just because I've been pushing to get this commission that I'm painting that's way over schedule, and I want to get it done and dusted, all based, and you know, get a video up and everything, and hopefully the client can come and get it. So I've been pushing on with that, which is why I've been pretty dead with the videos, which is unusual for me. I've got some Confederates 28mm to show you as well. As I say, the Badger will get a show and tell. There's just a few bits more I want to stick on it, really, because otherwise you're just looking at a lump of plastic, really. But the bike, I decided to have another go on the tank seam, and did. I've just put some primer on, and yes, it's got to dry on it properly and shrink and all that stuff, but it seems better than it was. I'm not going to do it again, and then I've still got to then start doing all the insides with the blacking out. But as I say, I've just put a halt on a lot of the model making and stuff. The Confederates I've been painting, I've literally just been doing them for about 40 minutes at the very end of the night, just I was going to say something different from painting some other type of figures, but yeah. So there'll also be, I've got a small one of those mini busts come through, and I wanted to show you that as well. But look out for this. As I say, this is going to be I'll do a proper tribute video to old Tom when I obviously make a start. But this is going to be built as a tribute to my marra old Tom from the Rambler 69 channel. There'll be a link in the description for Tom's channel. There'll also be a link in the description for that Bossa Nova Life channel. You know, just you might want to pop in and watch. As I say, if you're not interested in the other stuff, just go straight to they've got about 65 videos on the different, they're in Oregon, but they come down to Las Vegas for the Rockabilly Festival down there, which is all Rockabilly related, but Also huge car, you know, for that era, a huge car event as well. But they do loads. So they'll say 65 car show videos, and it's all vintage, you know, vintage stuff, from just straight classic cars to classic cars that have been customed and hot rods and stuff like that. Just an idea anyway, you might like it. Thanks. This has gone on for ages. It's one of Gav's videos. Look after yourselves. There's some, as they always say, there's some cracking work going out there in the community, but there is. I've been enjoying it. So look after yourselves, and we'll catch each other very soon on another video.